Are we live? I think we're live. Let me try and fix this microphone here. Trying something a little bit different this time to avoid the popping P sounds that I was getting so much before. Let me fix up, whoops, not that. You stay there. Let's see if I can fix up my OBS here a little bit. Move that down out of the way. And let's jump over to YouTube to make sure the stream is happening nicely for everyone. Yes, lovely view of my keyboard right now and my hands on top of it. Oh, let's see how I get to my live views here. Should be quite easily. If I click on that, go live. Should show the live thing, right? It's not going to cut this one off, I hope. Ah, there it is. It is live. So we're going to go to that. And we got no concurrent viewers, which is fine. We are currently live. Let's get the... Oh yeah, that's muted, which is okay. How do I share this now? Where's my share? There it is, share. Copy the link, and let's drop that in a few locations. Let's pop into Discord first of all. Drop that on the Outer Edge Gaming stuff. Perfect. Do I have a general thing? I do not, so I'm going to just drop it in my general. And I've never used the @everybody tag, so let's try that. @everyone. I'm opening some Game Crafter samples. Oops, screen shut off. That's not good. Oh no. Let's see if it just jumps right back in after or if we have a problem. Oh, I'm not entering the passcode. Forget that. There we are. So, gotta find a way to keep that live. I guess I'm just gonna have to... Oops, I guess if I look at it from here, it's better. Just gonna have to keep tapping the screen, I guess, or do I have to actually record it? I have to record it and then stop later. So let's go to video. Video's a bit better. Now we're wider. Now we can fix the screen up here a little bit. Okie dokie. Yes, we're just screen sharing our iPhone screen, but you know, that's all I got going for me right now, using that using an app here, because that's all I can do. So sorry about that. It looks kind of shoddy. Got to find a better way around that. Anyways, let's go back to Discord here. And hey everyone, I'm opening some Game Crafter samples of games I've developed. Come check them out if you'd like. Also let me know if you hate me @everyone tag, and I'll never use it again. YouTube. Using @everyone you're about to mention to 41 people. Yes, send it now. Okay, so that's on there. Now we're going to jump over to our socials here, I guess. Let's go to Facebook, and we'll go to Instagram. I don't know if that'll work or not, but let's go to our Facebook first. We're going to go to Outer Edge Games. Oh, sorry, Outer Edge Comics. So we're going to go to, where's my Outer Edge Games logo? I don't see it here, so we'll drop it in the comics first. Create a post in Facebook. Hey everyone, opening some samples of games I've been developing live on YouTube. Watch and enjoy. Post that there. I'm not going to create an event, just posting that because we are live already. Is anyone actually in here yet? I wonder, where does it tell me that? Not in there. I have to go to my YouTube live stream here. Yeah, no one's in live yet. That's okay. Make sure the screen stays up. Let's go back to socials. Facebook, we did it there. Let's do... So we did Outer Edge Comics. We'll do Outer Edge Games now. Same thing. I know this is boring for anyone who does happen to hop on now to watch, but let's create a post in Facebook. Same post. Post. Do not create an event. And then I guess we go to Facebook proper and just do it there. Hey everyone, opening some samples of games. Oops, should have capitalized that. I've been developing live on YouTube. Come watch and enjoy. Post. Alrighty then. I guess some of this stuff is happening now. Volume seems to be peaking nicely, so I don't think there's anyone here that's going to be hard of hearing me. Let's go to the live stream feed. Ah, Sample Hype. Havoc's in. It was a pleasure meeting you the other day, sir. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you right away. That's me for you. I got horrible memory and apparently horrible visual recognition of things as well. So there's that. So this is my giant box from the Game Crafter that I already tore open because it has addresses all over it. It's got my address on there about 6 times because, why not? So we're going to take out the, traditional amount of 1,000 sheets of paper. And I'll get back in camera in a minute with some games. So, if you'd like to know what I was working on, hello Kev, how are you? If you'd like to know what I was working on before, so this is before TCG RPG. If any of you are familiar with that, Rabbit's been giving me a huge hand with that. Kudos to him. If you don't follow the Havoc TV, YouTube, and what's the other one called? Twitch channels, look him up and follow him. He's a great guy, just wonderful. Your only reference was a small Discord display pic with more paint on. That's true. You know what? So, in all fairness, Havoc, I assumed that was like I assumed that was from like a standard thing from something else. I didn't think it was you. I thought maybe you had got that from somewhere and we're just using that as like a sample of like, hey, this is what I kind of look like or whatever sort of thing. So I'm hoping the screen doesn't shut down on my phone. If it does, I'll fix that up shortly. But here's some games I've been working on outside of TCG RPG, which I do, again, owe a big kudos to Havoc for. We have Urban Sprawl. We have the Urban Sprawl Travel Edition. We have Cards of War. And the Cards of War Expansion Pack. So yes, these are 2 different games. This one with an expansion pack. This one here with a Travel Edition. Only try and get a better price point on it because the actual boxed game is a little bit pricey. This is done with a different type of product. My screen went away. No, stop going away, screen. There we are. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start actually recording this, and that should leave my screen from disappearing now. Got to figure out a better way to stream this with 2 different things. Maybe I just need another USB camera or something. Anyways, let's start cracking into some of these. Oh, it's looking a little choppy. Am I getting choppy feed or is it going smooth? Nope, it's just choppy on my OBS, I hope. I'm watching the YouTube stream too to make sure that stays nice and smooth. Yep, see there, jump back to that for some reason. It's a beautiful picture of me, of course. And there we are, back to normal. It does not look choppy, so it must just be my OBS acting up, I'm guessing. Or is it choppy because I'm recording on the screen too? Let me see. Sorry guys, I know there's a little bit of a delay here for you. Nope, it's choppy because my screen's recording. Alright, we're going to stop the camera from recording. Should speed things back up, and it does. Everything's smooth again. So I just got to remember to keep tapping my screen every so often to keep it awake. Thank you, Havoc. Yeah, I noticed it was choppy. That's garbage, but... Okay, what do we want to see first, guys? Do we want to see Cards of War, or do we want to see Urban Sprawl? I'm going to put it to a vote. I've actually got people here watching, so maybe you can change the power settings so the screen doesn't lock. Oh, I could do that, but that would require me knowing how to do that, and I don't know if I know how to do that. But I got 2 viewers right now, so let's take a vote. Urban Sprawl or Cards of War? Which would you like to see first? This is lovely for anyone watching after the fact. Just, fast forward 30 seconds and you'll get to see which one we end up opening. I'm just going back and forth. Urban Sprawl, okay. So, in Cards of War, great, I got 1 for each, damn it. That doesn't work so well. Okay, well, we've got actually multiple packs to open for each. So what I'm going to do then, we're going to open the full version of Urban Sprawl. Then we will open the full version of Cards of War. Then we will open the Travel Edition of Urban Sprawl, and then the expansion pack of Cards of War. How's that sound? So we're kind of bouncing back and forth. So let me clean up the space here, the limited space I have. Flip a coin. That would also require me to have a coin, which I don't have. Oh, you know what? I have a guitar pick. I can flip that. Okay. So I got a guitar pick with my lovely mug on it. So we're going to do heads is, go back to the other thing. Heads will be Urban Sprawl, tails will be Cards of War. Heads, it's Urban Sprawl. It worked out. All right, let's see if I can tear into this. So, this is my first time getting a proper game from the Game Crafter. I've gotten sample stuff of just cards before, but let's see how a boxed game works. So, actually, I guess before I pull the plastic off, I should have gone over it, but I'll go over it now. The plastic is off. So, it's Urban Sprawl is the name of the game. It says it all around nicely. It's done very well. Has the website there to get the game once it's finally available online. Sorry for my shadows there. Here too, it tells you a little bit of the game. It's 2 to 4 players, 20 to 30 minutes, ages 6+, 72 card deck. Urban Sprawl is the city building game that's fun for the whole family. 2 to 4 players, 20 to 30 minutes, ages 6+. Urban Sprawl game designed by Jeffrey Pacito. Copyright 2022, J. Pacito and Outer Edge Games. You probably didn't really need or care about that. So, let's open up Urban Sprawl. Oh, they come in a... Ooh. Everything comes packaged, so I gotta pop them out of their cards. Ooh, I didn't realize that. So they're laser cut on chipboard. Okay, let's get to that in a minute. I have also never made an instruction manual. This is my first instruction manual. So, let's take a look-see at our instruction manual, which also came in a Ziploc bag, which is interesting. So, there's our Urban Sprawl instruction manual. A little bit of off-cut there, but that's okay. Oh, that's a lot bigger font than I thought it would be. The game, Urban Sprawl, is a fun family game of tile placement where you take on the role of city planner and strive to build the biggest city you can. The goal of Urban Sprawl is to amass the highest score by competing, closed-off building areas of the city. This is done through strategic tile placements that help you while hindering your opponent from finishing off areas. Scoring. For each tile that makes up a completed area, you are awarded 1 point. Points continue to accumulate until all tiles that can be played by all players have been played. Winning. The player with the highest score at the end is deemed the champion. If we flip it over... Oh, and that doesn't flip properly, so I have to fix that because I didn't want to flip it on that edge. But here's our sample of how to play. Setup. Shuffle the tiles and distribute 5 tiles to each player. Flip 1 tile from the deck over and place it. Place it should have a space in there in the middle of the play area. Each player in turn draws a tile and adds to the existing play area by connecting like-colored areas of their tiles to the existing tiles. By completing colored areas, having them bordered by other colors or water only, you score points. Remember, your colors have to match on all sides, and water cannot be used to connect tiles. And this was supposed to be, I thought, on the outside of that, so I clearly screwed up how this layout works. I'm going to have to revisit that then and see what I did wrong. But that's our instruction manual. I haven't made one before. So there's our instructions on how to play the game. I read them out to you for some reason, apparently, even though I know how to play it. Let's move that out of the way. And let's get into these chipboards here and see what they look like. So let's get this out. Come on, there we are. What's this? There's a sheet of paper in here. What does this say? This game contains laser cut components. Laser cut items will have a slight amount of soot around the edges, which can quickly be wiped off. They will also have a campfire-like smell for about a week after being taken out of their bag. That does not smell like a campfire. Anyways, all right, let's pop some of these tiles out, and then I will show you what they look like. So we had them UV coated because Game Crafter said to UV coat them, so I did it, even though I'm sure it's just, not that's a waste of money, but it's extra money. So this is what the back of our tiles look like. Right, it's just our logo, Urban Sprawl. The fronts are, ta-da! That's what the fronts of the Urban Sprawl tiles look like. Wow, they're kind of vibrant. They turned out really nice, and I think they're a decent size. I don't know why, I thought they'd be a little bit small, but I think they're just a very good size. Oh, wow, look at that soot on there. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I gotta wipe that off then. Let's pop a couple more out here, and I'll show you a quick little, like, how to play of it, so you know what we're talking about here. Oh, I just want to keep them all facing the same direction. I don't have to pop them all out to show you how to play. I just need to have enough of matching colors to make it work. Whoop, and one's gone forever now. It fell on the floor. We can't pick those back up apparently. So yeah, I gotta figure out how to make the screen stay on longer. You're right, because it keeps going black now every like 5 seconds. All right, so now that my hands are all black from the soot on there, Thought that was a minor thing. I didn't realize it was going to be that severe. Let's take these. Oh, come on. Shuffle them up. No, everything's falling now. It's lovely. Tiles are hard to shuffle up. That's another thing. This is on Tabletop Simulator, so if anyone's interested in trying the game, hop on over to Tabletop Simulator and give it a shot. So, now that they're shuffled up, I'm going to take 5 tiles myself, flip over 1 tile, and see, we started with a red kind of end to things. So if I look at my tiles here, yeah, the shuffling was terrible. I'm just going to pull some other ones out of here. So, right off the bat, let's say this is our tile, we play it, we place it here. The red areas connect and are closed off by roadways. We just got 2 points, and we started this purple area here, which is kind of a commercial area. The reds are industrial. So then to the purple areas, we can add anything we want in any direction to keep those areas going. This here would close off that purple area, but see, we're still not done the purple area. We need to get over here to finish it. And let's see, we had another purple area there. We've opened up green areas now. Oh, look, and then this one here would finish that off. Now we would score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for that. And then now whoever's playing next can only connect to green areas because there's no other areas opened up. You cannot connect to water, as my rule said there. So we go to a green area here. Oh, that's more purple. Oh, what happened to the screen? Oh, we went black again. Come on. Not paying enough attention. I gotta figure out how to fix that thing, but still. All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know when I went black before, so 5 points for that. The green areas connect. What else we got here? This isn't obviously how you play. I mean, you're supposed to like be very methodical and whatnot. Those green areas connect. See, I can't put this tile down because the purple doesn't connect to the water there. But I can carry on the purple areas over here, right? Like just going on and on with them sort of thing. So that is urban sprawl. Once I make those corrections to the rules book, I think I will make this available on the Game Crafter because I'm actually quite happy with how these turned out. What do you guys think? Does it look looks like a playable game? Look at those hands. Man, that's disgusting. I kind of don't want to open anything else now. My fingers, it's going to get everything messy. Well, what do you guys think? Is it a worthwhile game by the looks of it? Something that the whole family can enjoy? I hope. That was my goal with it. I think it is. It seems like it's no, it's not great, but it's fun. You change the setting in your phone to keep the screen from going black. Just go to the display settings and change the sleep timer to never. But I have to go through my settings for that, right? Like, you know what? I'm going to listen to Zilla. I'm going to take a pause for a minute. I'm going to move this off screen so you guys only catch the corner of it. And now, let's go to... Sorry, so I'll go to my settings proper, right? Like iPhone settings. Settings. Okay. And then I go to... What was it again? Just go to display settings and change the sleep timer to never. Display. Display and brightness. Auto lock. So that's what it's called. Never auto lock. And view is standard, I guess. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Oh, never mind. I gotta change my view to zoomed because I'm blind as a bat. Okay, so this should work now. If I go back to my video, to my camera, we should be good to go. I'll pull this back up on screen now so you guys can all see it. We should be good to go, and that should not be shutting off anymore. Let's hope. Find a way to do this better after, but yeah, I think it does look fun, Zilla. It's a little, you know, not goofy. I was going to say goofy, but it's just a little fun game, right? It's not rocket science. It's not winning any awards sort of thing. But it's just a fun little goofy game sort of thing, right? A little something to pass the time. Let me make some room here now. So I think next we will do... Well, do you guys want to see more Urban Sprawl, I guess, then? I know I said I would jump over to Cards of War, but maybe I'll get through the whole Urban Sprawl thing first, if you guys are interested in that. I think I'm going to do this one. So this one I called the Travel Edition, and the reason I made it, literally, was cost. Because printing out cards instead of... Well, that helps if you don't see my legs. You see what's on the screen. Printing out cards instead of tiles is much, much cheaper. Oh, these cards are massive compared to the box. Like, the box is massive compared to the cards. I'll have to figure that out then. Maybe we'll put it in a different size box, because that's a little big. So let's take a look at these now. So this here I have dubbed the Travel Edition, because it is just cards. Same principle, the way you connect things, but these ones, wow, these actually turned out really nice. I have not seen this kind of quality from the Game Crafter before. I'm actually stunned. I didn't expect them to look that nice. Let's shuffle them up. Maybe I shouldn't riffle shuffle these right away, but nope, they didn't shuffle at all. All right, let's shuffle them the old-fashioned way, the lazy way. Sizing-wise, these work out well too. I think they're slightly larger than the tiles. The tiles are nice because they're better for, like, I guess, smaller hands, right? Like, you know, that sort of thing. But these are working out well. Yeah, they do look great, Havoc. You're right. Like, I did not expect this. I've gotten other things from the Game Crafter card-wise, and not that I was disappointed, but I swear I wasn't pleased, put it that way. I think Zilla's done some Game Crafter stuff too that he can tell you some was great and some was a little, questionable. Let's try this now. We shuffled it up a bit. Let's see if it actually worked. Flip a card. So we have red and purple to start, and see our hand here. We have some reds, some purples and stuff, so we can actually close off a red zone and already score points, right? Opening up a green and having a purple, which works for us because we have a lot of green here, right? So we can keep going on this green tangent here. More green. We're supposed to draw each turn too, obviously. Like, I'm not playing a game of this because this is just me having fun, right? To show you guys how this all works. So, if I had another purple one there that would close that off, I would score there. So there, I scored 2 points for the red at the start. Now I've scored 1, 2, 3, 4 points for the purple. If I could close off this green here with 2 or 3 more pieces, I would score there too. Actually, let's see, I probably can. Let me find some pieces just to show you what it would be like. There we are. So we close off the green there, and maybe we close off the green there with that one. There we are. I just scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So yeah, you recount the other one there. Yeah, the cards are a bit hit or miss usually, but these look great. They do. Like, I'm not even seeing like there's a little bit of an edge to them there, but not anything that like throws me completely out of contention. Like, I mean, they're not foils. Some of their foils can be. I've gotten some foils before that are a little bit rough. I love how the Roadways Connect, masterfully crafted. Oh, thank you. Did the Travel Edition come with a rule booklet? It was supposed to, actually. Oh, no, I didn't make a rule booklet. Sorry, because that's on the back. Thanks for pointing that out, Havoc. The tile placement game that the whole family loves, now portable. How to play: shuffle the deck, draw 5 cards, flip 1 card from the deck, and place it in the center of the table. Take turns drawing a card and adding to the board, only connecting light-colored areas together. Remember, water areas cannot connect. Scoring: each time a colored area is completed, count up the cards making up that area and score 1 point for each card that makes up that area. How many tiles can you play per turn? 1 per turn. So yeah, you see, I got to work on the rules. I'm glad you brought that up. So the idea is you play one tile per turn so that everyone has a chance to try and complete areas. So you're trying to think. It's ideally played in like a 3 or 4 player environment. I was thinking of this more for like families. Well, I guess friends can do it too, but more like families, because the idea would be that you're trying to complete an area, but not, like, you don't want to leave it, let's say we're like this, right? If you leave an area like this, you know someone's going to finish off the purple area or has a chance to. So if you're concerned about that, you either finish it yourself, or, where's my colors here? Let's find a purple one that, you make sure to do something like this, which now extends it. And yes, they can finish it again over here, but you're going to be trying to say, look, you know, I've made it so they have to make another step. Or even better, if you do this, they have to have a purple one that has red on one side, or they cannot complete it. So where's my purple and red? I'll show you what I mean. Right? Like, they could put this piece here to carry that on. Right? Or there's actually these ones, I call these peninsula cards, when they have the peninsula that sticks out. There is where's my purple? Should be a purple peninsula somewhere. Not that it matters specifically right now to show you, but it's just to show you how you can finish things off. Well, they can even do this piece, right? Like, this one could have gone there, carried on the purple area and started closing off the red area. That's a purple and water. There should be purple with, here we are. That one there would have closed off the purple area. 1, 2, 3, 4 points for the guy that finished that one. So that's pretty nice, actually. I am going to, you know what, thanks for the advice. I'm going to actually make a proper rule book for this that would go in the box, because it would be nice to have a little fold out like I had for the full-size tile game. And this used to be a 90 tile set. I believe it was 90 tiles. But I did a little bit of game testing online on TTS, and it was just too many because we had original design. I had way too many of the middle tiles. Let me get you a middle tile here to show you what I mean. Of these. I had, I think, 3 or 4 of each of these. You just couldn't finish off areas. It was getting kind of bothersome and annoying. You couldn't finish an area, which meant that, like, I don't know, you couldn't finish areas. That's it. It was dragging on too long. Sorry, need a little break there. I talk too much. Throat gets dry. Yeah, these actually turned out very nice. I am extremely pleased with these. Their centering actually isn't all that bad either, considering. I don't think it's that bad, at least. I mean, they look nice with the lineups and stuff. Does the game end when nobody can play a tile? Yes. The idea is that so there was 2 options. Either it's to a certain score, or the game ends when no one can play tiles. I think when no one can play tiles is the best bet. Sometimes you'll be stuck without being able to play a tile for a while, but because you draw every turn, you'll eventually get to play something. And I think that's the best way to do it is that the game ends when you can no longer play a tile, just because I think that's the best way to do it. Now, sometimes one thought was to have people play like multiples in a row, so you play the game multiple times to try and get up to a certain score and whatnot. So here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for that, and there's some green areas opened up on either side. Never mind, that kind of answered my question. Oh, yeah. So when no one can play any more tiles, the game ends, and you score. You can keep your score going as you go all along. You would just write on a sheet of paper or something. I don't have that sort of thing included in the box. That was a thought, a dice or something like that. But I don't think it's necessary. I think some things I got to assume people are going to have. Like, I don't really want to put a score pad in it. It just raises the price of it for nothing. But this box is massively too big for it. I need something that actually fits these cards a little bit better. So I'm going to have to find something a bit smaller that just fits these a little bit more comfortably. And I think I can do that with a little manual in there. And that's great. I mean, the tiles are great too. They feel great. The quality is really good. I'm very, very pleased with it. I didn't expect that from the Game Crafter. I mean, no offense, I just didn't expect it. But it makes me very happy to see that. So yeah, once I do some corrections, I'll put this live on the Game Crafter. Then I can't see why not. I'm more than happy with what's come in that game. If you have any other questions, let me know, and I will answer them as I go along. But I'm going to jump into Cards of War right now. This was the first game I designed. I made a little YouTube video about it somewhere. You'll have to search back for it, where I developed this totally in a vacuum all by myself, and it talks about all the mistakes I made and what I would never do again. But I'll read it to you for now. It says, Cards of War. Enter the battlefield. Cards of War is a fun family game for 2 to 6 players. Just shuffle up the deck of full-color, full-art cards and watch the fun happen. With more than 5 game variants built in, the fun never ends. With the ability to customize... Actually, I should change some of that wording there. It kind of gets a little repetitive. With the ability to customize the main deck, you can play virtually any traditional card game too, but with a fun artistic twist. Winning each battle is great, but can you win the war? I was trying to be clever with my terminology on that. Let's get that opened. Let's see, this should have a manual in it now too. Now, that box is put together quite well actually. A little bit of a wrinkle there, but I'm not too worried about that. This is much better. I tried something from Superior POD. I did not like their box. It felt very cheaply put together. This one feels much better. These are the cards. Where's my... Oh, the manual is under this? That's a little odd, but okay. So this one here has actually an actual booklet for the manual. I should probably redo this because it's a little bit too close to the cutoff edges. This here explains to you the entire game. I'm not going to read this entire manual to you. There's a PDF of it on my Discord that we can go through after if anyone has any specific questions. This is also on Tabletop Simulator, so feel free to jump on there and give it a try with people if you want, sort of thing. It's basically the game of war. Is that the main way the game has been created? So you play the game of war with it, and you play the game of war between you and friends. But they have a few extra cards. I'll show you those as we go through them. The beautiful thing with it is because it's based on a regular deck of cards, we also have other games we can play, like which I've given names. Clever, I think they're clever at least. Wistful War, which is the game of whist. If you've never played whist, I never played it before either, but I found about this game whist, and I've made variants. Where will these games be available to buy? I'm going to put them on the Game Crafter. They're up there right now, but they're not available for sale until I got these samples in. They won't let you list them. Now that I've gotten them, I know the corrections I need to make. I'll make the corrections, and then I'll make them available there. Probably end up doing a print and play at some point too. I guess I should, because I won't be able to play the games. I wanted to enjoy them and have fun. But for now, they should be in the next week or so up there, ready to go once I've made the corrections to the rule books and things like that. I don't want people to get misspelled rule books and stuff. I feel bad about that. And probably correct the box size on this so that it fits a bit better. But yeah, like the game of whist is just a regular card game. So you have 52 cards in here to play that with. But I've added, somewhere in here you'll see, I think it's on the next page. Yeah, a twist. So because of the extra cards in Cards of War, there's a twist. Leave in the Thief of Chance and Thief of Opportunity cards and allow players to play those cards at the start of their turn before they play a card to the center of the table. War Pigs. It's like the game Pig. And again, that also has a twist. Leave in the Resource Hog cards and treat them as wild cards that can represent any denomination of any color. So I figured it's something everyone knows. Everyone knows card games, and this just gives it a little fun twist sort of thing. So let's open these up and see how these came out. So I have ordered from them before cards, and I wasn't terribly excited with how they turned out. But let's take a look at these. Wow, these are much better. You know what, I'll be able to tell when I open this pack, actually. Because the cards I got before were in a pack, and I wasn't sold on them. I thought they were a little bit chintzy. But these ones that come as a complete game, I mean, look at that. That centering is almost perfect. I did not expect that. But these look very nice. Considering what I was expecting to get, well, actually, not even considering what I was expecting to get. These are just very nice. They're crisp, they're clean, I can read them really well. I thought I'd have to go to make playing cards or something else for these for sure, without a doubt. But these came out very nice. So see, here's extra cards, right? Like there's a Not Today card. Stop all effects of the last action card played. So in one of those variants on a regular card game, you would use one of these cards in there to just make it a little bit different than a traditional card game. Like that one was Resource Hog, right? Draw a card. So in the War Pigs variant, you would use that as a wild card if you wanted to. Something like that. That is beautiful. I'm really happy with how these turned out. Let's open this other pack too. Are these all your own art? Yes, Kev, they're all my own art. I was working on these for, I want to say about 2 years? Well, at least a year. A year just as the pandemic was starting, or just before the pandemic, I started doing all of these. Yeah, if you watch that video about me talking about the game, that was one of the problems, is I started all the art before I had everything finalized. So I did a little bit of playtesting myself. Actually, I think this was probably the first art I did for it. I think was this tree. Oakley, mightiest of the wood people. I did, and this was like the third one I did or something. You can tell how my art's gotten a little bit better since then. But yeah, I started doing all this artwork before I actually had a game finalized, and that's not good, because I had to like go back and change things and modify things. Like it wasn't designed from the ground up, and that's one of the things I've learned. Design better. Pay attention to the game more. So now this one, the only reason why I'm skeptical, thank you very much, Kev, thank you. The only reason I'm skeptical to put this live is I've done a bit of TTS playtesting, and it just felt a little bit, there were too many variable cards, not enough just play cards. Having said that, I think that tree may have to make a boundless appearance. I've improved my tree art significantly, Zilla. I will definitely do tree art for you, but trust me when I say I've improved it enormously, much better than it was before. There's certain things I like drawing. I like doing like planks of wood. I like doing trees. Something about them I like. I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I like doing them. So anyways, oh yeah. So there's a, I believe it's a 90 card deck. I see it on there somewhere. I think. Somewhere here, I think. It's on the side here. No, that's a copyright. 80 cards, sorry. 80 card starter deck. So I cleaned it up a little bit because playing, that's right, I did clean up. It was 90 cards. I cleaned it up to 80 because playing on TTS, a little bit of playtesting I did, you ended up with too many of these variable cards, not enough of the actual playable cards. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute here, once I shuffle this up and draw a hand. So, We start, we draw, I believe it was 7 cards. I should actually read my rules, shouldn't I? Let's see what my rules say. I gotta remember how to play it now. Each player's flip the card, flips 3 additional cards. Last, okay, no, that's for war. I'm not talking about war. Draw a card. If you have less than 5, right? Okay, so it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like using 5 for some reason. I don't know why. So these are my 5 cards. So whoever starts the game puts down a creature card or a minion, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a specific name in this game. So they've added to the battlefield. So I've started with a character with a power of 1. So the trick is the next person is going to come in with their hand. Let's draw 5 cards for the next person. 2, 3, 4, 5. See, this was the problem I was running into. This person has no characters in their hand. Nothing. So what they would probably want to do on their turn is play a resource hog to draw a card. Right? And when they play a resource hog, it also goes to the middle of the field, and I'll tell you why in a minute. They still haven't drawn any characters. So that's the only thing, is it's maybe not quite balanced enough with that. We might have to pull some more of these out. But I think if more come out, other cards aren't going in. So if I make this available as is, see, there's a 7 finally I got. If I made it available as is, you wouldn't be getting less, you'd be getting more than you would ever play with, which I think is okay. I'm going to err on the side of caution. I can always release a statement saying, hey, pull out these 4 cards, and that's how you play it going forward. So this person would play the 7. That's their next number up there, let's say. Just doing a, half game sort of thing, so it's not a big deal. The next player would then have to find a card. Here's an 8. That's one number bigger. Let's just go randomly through here. 4, 6, 5, they're all too small. Oh, there's a 13. 13 on top of that. This player cannot beat a 13. They have no way to bonus themselves up unless they had something like, well, here's a -1. They could play that card, which would make Oakley a 12. Still can't beat it with the 11. But they can give their 11 a +2. Now suddenly, that is a 13. This is an 11, and it beats it. They could actually have even kept this 1, and 13 red beats 13 because it's a different color. I know I'm speeding through it, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to you right now. But that's the gist of it. Is it's just a game of war with these added bonus cards of like stopping people from doing actions and removing strength and bonusing strength. What's this one? Return the last played character. Oh, sorry, right. I called them character cards to its owner's hand. So you can play a return to sender. So I could have played a return to sender on this 13. It would go back to their person's hand, and then I could have said, okay, on top of an 8, I can play my 11 now, which I didn't have in hand anymore. But I could play that card sort of thing. You could also re-ratio a bit, same total number of cards, but extra copies of the characters or less of the reactors. The problem with extras of the characters is I've got exactly 4 suits designed that way to be just like a traditional card game. So it's got, I don't call them the same factions, so I'll show you. I have the, so what happens if you can't play a higher card? So, oh, right, I guess I should have explained that, right? I didn't read the rules to you guys. So, and this is why this works best also in a 3 to 4 player game. If this is the top card and no one can beat a 5, right? I've played this 5. The player to my left can't beat it. The player across from me can't beat it. And the player from the right can't beat it. When it comes back to my turn, if that's still my card, sorry, this is what I'm supposed to get to. I win the pot. Let's say all these cards were underneath me for some reason. I win this. This goes on my side, and I now have this as, there's suits. I'll explain that in a minute to you too, Zilla. So now I've won this hand of cards. I won that what do I call it, trick or whatever. I've won that. At the end of the game, I add up all the character cards, separate from all the action cards that were involved in it. This is going to turn out poorly for me, I think. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 character cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 action cards. The thought process is you would subtract the action cards from the character cards. I know here we're in a negative. You wouldn't end up in a negative because there should always be enough of these at the end of the game. Because you want to try and win a pot that has had the least amount of outside help to help it, sort of thing. So the thought process would be you'd want to have, plenty of these and very few action cards that were needed to get that pot in your hands. Even if your opponents are playing actions, like if an opponent knows he has no way of winning or she has no way of winning, maybe they would like play a lot of these like resource hogs or random things that don't really help them but hinder you by giving you negative points when you win that pot, sort of thing. So that's how that would work. The suits, Zilla, we have red, green, black isn't a suit, orange, and light blue, which should be I don't know if they are or not. I have to run them through that an app I just found, but those should be somewhat safe for colorblind people. And so these suits are where are we here? These are animals, science, nature, and humans. It's basically how I've divvied it up. So the idea is this has. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen reading the notes here, and I've got a camera facing my face, so it's just like I'm looking at the ground all the time. But so the thought is that there's supposed to be like a rich history behind all this, and it's warring factions on the planet, basically. Like you'll see, there's like quotes on it, right? Like everything has flavor text. Silent but deadly. When the highly trained ninja assassin strikes, no one should know they were there. And if you look, no one knows they're there. It's just a bunch of like little cuts on the wood here. If you can get really in there, there's cuts on the door, cuts on that tree. This tree's cut in half actually. So it's just like damage from swords. Fear sparks, fear sparks, strongest of the saplings. In these times of a relentless war, strength can come from even the most unlikely of sources. This one here is a computer program. Input, expand empire globally. Output, destroy everything unconditionally. Step 30 is go to 10. If you know anything about programming, it's kind of like a joke on that. Hiss, fluffy, scratcher of shins. Right? Like it's just, some of it's funny. Some of it I have like quotes from like a book of poetry that doesn't exist here. If at first you don't succeed, go back in time and try again. Slogan of the temporal scientists. So I haven't written the lore behind it and all that, I guess, which I know people are big on. But I do have some stuff ready to go for it, sort of thing, so I can start writing it when the time comes. I like that the cards are mirrored. Yeah, you know what? So I started doing this, and funny enough, one of my kids actually said, why don't you make a card game where the cards work either way? Because it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a hassle, but in a lot of card games, and I got to be careful what I say, because I know Zilla's here too, and your card game is obviously like a traditional way, because it has a lot of copy text on it. You know, once these get shuffled up and whatever, if they come into your hand upside down, you don't have to flip it around. So like the back is upside down compared to the rest, but it doesn't matter. You still know what this card is. You can't read its flavor text. Flavor text is just for fun anyways. You know exactly what's going on. You guys see the face thing showing up because it's reading faces on my phone. You can still read them upside down, and I like that. I wanted to do it with the back too, with Cards of War, but I think that's overkill. It's not necessary. But I do like that they are reversible, so it doesn't matter. The only ones that are not are the action cards. The text is reversible, the image is not, and I did that just so they would stand out a bit. So if I flip the Thief of Opportunity upside down, it still says look at an opponent's hand and steal one card from it. So the artwork doesn't make sense, but you can still read the text on it, which I think is nice. So again, any which way it shows up in your hand, you can use it. And of course, what would a card game be without an expansion, having not done any playtesting? So I made an expansion. The Cards of War 18 card Celestial Cycle expansion. So this one is called Earth Cycle. I don't know if I put, oh yeah, I did put that on there. So if you look at the card, up here in the corner, you can see it says Cards of War Earth Cycle. This is card 33 of 66. My little copyright is down here. And there's no artist's name on it because I'm the artist. I did all the art for these. But then I made a Celestial Cycle expansion. I don't like how they're printing here, kind of. Oh, it's peeling off. Well, that's not good. Oh, well. I see how they print it now. It's just like heat pressed onto it, but okay. Either way, I will crack this guy open, and you'll see this is the Celestial Cycle expansion. I have another expansion planned already, even though the game isn't out yet, which is just, again, so this is another suit of cards, Zilla, to let you know. This is another suit of 12 cards. These come foil. Yeah, see, their foiling's a little bit off. So maybe I won't make these foil again next time, because they're the way they cut them, they get pretty rough. These are foil cards. It's 13 more numbered cards and some more action cards. You see there was an R on some of those. Those are reaction cards because you do them against another action, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, this took us into space now. We're in the Celestial Cycle, so we're dealing with constellations. Limax Sky Slug, Vulpecula, Peculiar Fox, Ursa Major, Mother of the Stars, Pegasus, Heavenly Horse, Orion, Hunter of the Stars, Gemini, so this is a new action card. Reveal cards from the draw pile until one matches the power or color of the top battle card. Play that card and shuffle the rest into the draw pile, so it's kind of a way to get ahead or at least tie the current leader. Musca Borealis, Northern Fly, Corvus, Storm of the Skies. These foilings actually turn out very nice. Other than the rough edge on them. Ursa Minor, Space Cub. Libra Aqualis. Each player passes one card at random to the player on their left. Taurus, Stubborn Star Creature. Another Gemini. Cygnus. Oh, this one here. So I think I like the text on this if I can read it. Man, it's hard to read in the shine. A journey to the center of X1 will surely lead to destruction, atomized at the core, or will it lead through an astral door to something more? That is actually, if I'm not mistaken, a modified quote from Rush, because they have their song Cygnus X1. So I thought that was funny. No? I don't know if anyone found that funny. I find that funny. Sagittarius, Sterling Shooter. Skirus Volans, the Flying Squirrel. A Libra Aqualis. Each player passes one card at random again. Draco, Blue Star-Eyed Dragon. That's a little bit of a play on the Blue Eyes Star Dragon, whatever it is, the one from Yu-Gi-Oh! I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh!, but I know that's a popular card. A virtually invincible engine of destruction. Few have faced the awesome Draco and lived. Feel like their centering issues happen most often on small quantity orders with 18 card packs. I think that passes their poor quality threshold. I think you're right. I believe 100% you're right, Zilla, that they look at this and because I mean like this one's off more than the box one was. And I think they just throw it together because like the guy's ordering a couple of pieces, who cares almost, right? Like it's not like it's a full size thing, which is weird because it's part of, well, anyways. But I think you're right. Libra Inequalis. Each player passes their entire hand to the player to their right. So that's another action card. There's something I found funny here, and since I got all you stuck here, I'm going to find the card and read it out to you. If I can find Clyde Dale, my horse card. Watch it be. It's going to be the last card I find, of course. Just want to make sure it's not down here, and I go through the whole other stack. Oh, come on, how hard is it to take these out? Oh, Clyde Dale is not there. I do have to say, other than the instructions being underneath, I do like how they packaged it. I'm quite happy actually with how that came through. Let's find Clyde Dale. And this is just for a joke. It means nothing, and you guys are going to say it's not funny, I'm sure. But, well, and you're also getting to see all the artwork, I guess, as I flip through it. Maybe I should flip a little bit slower so you guys can see some of it instead of burning through them so quickly. This one, actually, I'm kind of proud of. I did that with Art Rage, I believe. Mankind may have evolved from us, but they never evolved beyond us. Kaiser, ruler of the simians. I thought that was a cool quote. I don't know. I made some of this up. They may begin to think for themselves, but God help us if they don't start to feel. Dr. E. Fiddlesticks. So the idea is, the computers start thinking, but they have no emotions, so they just do whatever. This one's a great quote. Ooh, ooh, I. Traditional baboon call to arms. Okay, let me see. Also had an issue with the foil peeling on the pack, but it resolved itself when adjusting some of my coloring on the outer edge of my file. Yeah, I see what you did there. That was pretty good. I see that. Where is my Clyde Dale? Come on. There it is. So, Clyde Dale, Mature Steed. The wisest of the mares and stallions have bucked the bridle of the human world and lead their brethren to supremacy in the field of the glade. So the idea is this guy, is the leader of the horses of nature, and he's, taken off with from humans, and they fight them. So we had Pegasus, Heavenly Horse, and my little callback is the flavor text on this that says, an airborne equine? Preposterous, Clyde Dale. So Clyde Dale says that there could be no horse in the sky, but it's a Pegasus, but it's not really a Pegasus because it's a constellation. Yeah, I know it's not that funny. It's not that funny, but it made me laugh and feel good about it, so I thought that was neat. So there you have it. That's Cards of War. That's Urban Sprawl. What do you guys think? Is it worthwhile? Like, this is something that I guess might turn some heads, might show some interest to people, I guess. Sounds like, you guys are interested in it, but what do you guys know? You guys like everything I do. It's like I pay you for this or something. Yeah, actually, I'm quite pleased with how Especially these Urban Sprawl square cards. I did not expect those to turn out that way, so I got to look at them again. I was really happy with them. I can't believe how they turned out like that. I'm actually working on an expansion for Urban Sprawl as well, so there's going to be more Urban Sprawl goodness coming at some point. Yeah, I did not expect these to come out this well. Like, there's not, I don't even really see, I mean, there's a bit of a rough cut edge there, but nothing terrible. And the centering is good enough that the roads do line up enough to make it worthwhile. Take my money. We got to talk a little bit about TCG RPG there, Havoc. I've got some plans for it, and I need to talk to you about some stuff for that, but I'll do that later. You love them and would buy them. I've got 3 sales, and 3 sales to people I know and love, and I think love me too, so I think that's great. I'm totally buying some completely unbiased purchase. Okay, let me clean them up, fix up the rule books, get a rule book into this Urban Sprawl one at least, and then I'll get them up there, and I'll start sharing the good word once they're on there, and go from there. Yeah, actually, I'm very happy with how these turned out. I think this is nice. Talking with, so for, I know, Zilla, you've seen TCG RPG. Kev, have you? It's not up yet, Kev. I will let you know as soon as it is. But Kev, have you seen TCG RPG? Because basically, like, all these games are 2+ players. These ones in front of me, I should say, are 2+ players, possibly 3+ to get a real good game going. TCG RPG, which I didn't clue in until I think it was until Havoc really talked to me about it, is a single-player game. It's a single-player collectible, tradable card game. I'll show it to you, actually, because I have my first printout of it here, back when I did my first run-through of it. And, like, I know a lot of us don't have a ton of people we can play these games with. So I made, oops, let me pull up the starter card here. I made a single-player game for this very reason, because I know I don't have people that are around me that would like to play these games that often. Okay, you haven't seen it. Okay, so this is early alpha stuff. Are you on my Discord, Kev? Because if you're not, you should go on the Discord. You can see, well, it's on Tabletop Simulator, but you can also get the print and play for this game there. I'll show you a quick little run-through of how it works. So initially, it is just a single box 52 card set of a self-contained, self-generating dungeon crawler. So you pick a hero. We have 4 heroes at the start of it. These have been updated with new abilities and art and all that. This is ancient. Havoc will notice that this was our first run at it. So I'm just going to leave my hero there. You start in a dungeon. The new ones have text on them, so it's like a story you travel through. You flip a card over from the dungeon pile, and it has an encounter on it, which causes you to flip over an encounter. This one is a kobold soldier. So the kobold soldier has certain abilities, and your hero has certain abilities. Okay, so Kev, go look at the game section and look at TCG RPG. You'll be able to see the update of all this. Now, this can be played with dice or with anything else, but if you don't have that, in one 52-card tuck box, you have dice. So a 4 and a 5. This character won the initiative roll. Shuffle this up again. And now this would do, the new cards have a different layout on them. They have attacks and defenses separately. These ones were the old style where you could attack and defend at the same time. So this would attack with a 3. The 3 does a certain thing. On this one, it was a punch of 3. And then this one would roll on its defense. The 3 defense actually, I believe, does nothing for the kobold. So it would take 3 damage. Its health would go down. How do we measure the health, you say, if we don't have dice to count it? Well, that's where handy-dandy life counters come in. There's your monster's life. They're, what do they start at? 15? So they went down by 3. You move this down there and you go, 12. There you are. They have 12 life left. And you keep working that all the way down to 0. And your hero does the same thing. Well, this hero starts at 30. That's changed now. They start at 20. But you start working your way down, and it just tracks your life as you go. And yeah, that's how that works. It's actually something I was doing as kind of not a throwaway, but like a quick little like, yeah, it's fun, but what are we going to go with it? But I think this may actually be the thing that people want to see and play, because I don't know any other single player, especially collectible card game out there. Yeah, it's going to start as a single box to start with, but I have collectible ideas for it and stuff like that too. So yeah. But I think maybe, what time is it now? Oh yeah, it's getting close to, well, not my bedtime, but my kids' bedtime. So I should probably call it quits soon. I got to get them into bed for, today's Sunday, right? Yeah, it's a work day. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. I want to design these things forever. That's what I want to do. But that's Urban Sprawl. That's Cards of War. Any consideration on printing a horizontal countdown on the back of the life counter would help with certain play spaces. Horizontal countdown. Why do you think horizontal would be better than vertical? So you're saying going this way with the countdown for the life total. So my original design for it actually was radial. So it would sit behind the card and you'd turn it like this underneath it, and every radius you would get to would have a different life in it. That was my original one. But you're saying to do it like this instead, to reveal this direction or this direction. What are we talking about here? Sorry, so vertical or horizontal? Let me know what you're thinking. I'll wait for your response, because it's going to take you a minute to see what I just did, I think, because of the delay. And thank you for showing me how to get that thing fixed up on my screen there so that my phone doesn't shut off. Not better, just another option for those who could use it. Oh, yeah, so what if you look at the redesign, the Hero's Life is a double-sided card, but the numbers are a lot bigger because the maximum hero life is 20, I believe now. So that's all we need is a max of 20. I could do it horizontal as well. That wouldn't be a problem. So you want to see it reveal this way. That could work too, actually. Mind you, we could just do it like this. Just turn the numbers, right? Yeah, I could do that. Actually, we could do that quite easily, because these could be both the way they are and turned, so that either way you use it, you're reading the 15. Just instead of centering the text, it's off to one side and off to the other side. So this 15 would be vertical and horizontal. So it depends how you want to run your hero's life. It works both ways. That's actually a very good idea. I might do that. It takes no effort for me to make that change. I think that's actually not a very bad idea at all. For the hero's life. And for the monsters now, I've actually done 2 monster life decks, because some of the rooms have double encounters, so you're going to flip them both over. So you might need 2 life counters for your monsters. I didn't think of that before. So now that exists, which is a good thing. And I'm still trying to keep the rules on a single card. I think I've got a double card rules now. Yes, there's rules on the back of the monster deck, on one monster life, and then there's advanced rules or specialized rules on the back of the other monster life. To try and keep it down. No manual, no nothing. It's just cards in the box. The thought process then, once that first box is out, is to release another box. So this one's in a dungeon. The next one would be a different setting, a couple different heroes, things like that, as well as a collected box. This was Havoc's idea, and I think it's great. Like a big box version that has 3, 4, 5 modules in it, and you run it like a campaign. So you run through it yourself, and your character builds over time. So instead of just having your character card would be on a larger page with things that it builds over time. So when you venture through your first dungeon, I guess this is like some of these legacy games, right, where they build over time. When you venture through your first dungeon, some of your treasures, I don't have a treasure handy to show you, but instead of just like a health potion and whatever, you would have weapons or things like that, or maybe there's a store you could get into to buy weapons and things like that. So you could build up Urban Sprawl TCG RPG crossover. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, right? You build a city and then go destroy it. I can't remember when I used to play D&D, one of my friends there would always cast, Thunderwave. Just decimate everything with Thunderwave. That was it. You walk into a tavern, I cast Thunderwave. But you can't do that. So they had no way to find out what they had to do, because they kept killing everyone. What do they call murder hobos? They kept killing everyone before they could find out their next task. But yeah, it would grow in a campaign sort of thing. On top of that, I'd like to do something that is... Nope, hold on one second. My son is here. He has a question for me.
Are you muted?
I am not muted. Do you want me to mute?
Yes, please.
Let me figure out how to mute now. Here we are. I'm back. So, the other thought after that, self-contained box, is a actual booster box trading card game. Because the idea is I want to design a randomized pack for randomized packs, I should say, for what's it called? Sealed or draft. And you would get, I was working on the numbers of it. It's either 4 or 5 packs. You crack them open and you build a dungeon and a encounter deck to certain restrictions. You have to have this many of the different levels of creatures. So what we've done now is gone forward. Still have to play test it more. I really didn't get a chance to. And they kind of have levels on them. It's called gold, because if we go for the campaign mode, you would use those creatures to help you buy things. But they have a gold level, which would tell you how many of those you could put in it. For example, the chittering crab is a 0 gold, which means you can have an infinite number of those, as many as you want. But the goblin was, I think, a gold 2, so you can have a maximum a certain amount of those. I think it was 5 or something in your deck or whatever, so that you wouldn't overpower your opponent, your friend, or whatever you're playing with. So the thought process is that you build a dungeon, you build an encounter deck, and you have your opponent, your friend, or your opponents do the same, and then you swap them. You say, "Here's my dungeon, here's my encounter deck. Try and beat it." And that person picks a hero at the beginning and ventures into your dungeon and tries to beat it. And if they beat your dungeon, they've won. And if you beat their dungeon, you've won. And I guess you've tied at that point, to try and get through it. And I think that's a lot of fun. I don't know, something different, right? And the idea is if the dungeon cards have text on them, like to tell a story, and maybe even some of the other cards will have that too, like some of the treasures, or maybe even some of the hero cards if there's not a lot of other stuff going on them, or if I can reconfigure how they're shaped and laid out. I think that's nice. It's something different, right? It's a self-contained, single-player trading card game, role-playing game. And I don't know if that actually exists, or at least one hasn't been done in a while. That I can I can't even think of one that's been done that way. So there's self-contained boxes. There's a bigger playthrough box, and booster boxes for drafting it, or even just collecting, right? My thought process was, I can't show you on these because they're not on here, but the dungeons have stories on them, and because of the card numbers, my thought is for the person who just wants to collect, they will collect them in a binder in order, and I didn't do it well in the first booster box, or the first self-contained box. I got to play with it a bit. I wanted to tell a story, so maybe I can rework it a little bit so it's like an actual story you're going through. So the thought would be, in a booster box scenario, you want to collect enough to get one of each card to tell the story of whatever the game is. And I think that's kind of neat, right? Like maybe the encounter one says something else on it that, I don't know, leads into something else. I don't know the specifics of it, but I thought that would be neat to have a story built out of it. I think. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that should probably be the next thing I order from the Game Crafter. Will be avoid the magic backs. It's just the way I did my print and play. That'll probably be the next thing I order once I clean these guys up. So my next mission is to get these cleaned up and ready for prime time, fixing up their manuals and stuff, finding a better box that this fits in, because this is way too big. That is not travel sized. It really needs to be that big. I'll find something small enough that can fit it, and I'll actually put a manual in it. And get these done and ready for you guys, for anyone who's interested, and go from there. And I think that's it. I think I'm done for the night. Thank you. Oh, and I got a low battery, so I guess I am done for the night because my phone told me I am. Thank you guys very much for watching. This was awesome. I think this is probably some of the highest I've had in a live of my own stuff in a long time. Maybe ever, but at least in a long time. Sorry if it kind of dragged on a little bit. And I see someone else just popped in. I don't know who that is, but now we got a fourth person just as I'm about to leave. Who are you? Who's number 4? I'm sorry. I've taken up too much of everyone's time. I don't know if the audio pops in. I guess the audio is delayed too, right? So when it just had yeah, I think that's the way it is. Okay. Thank you, Havoc. Thank you, Zilla. Thank you, Kev, for watching. Thank you, everyone, because I think there was a fourth person here for a little bit that popped in and out. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Thank you all for watching. Touch base with me on Discord or anything else you want if you have any questions or if you want anything, and we'll talk. I would love to get some of this stuff into people's hands, because I think it's fun, and it's just nice to have some fun out there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Oh, don't forget, if you haven't liked and followed or commented or whatever on my 100th episode there, whether you do it on YouTube or anything, do it. because I'm going to hopefully do that draw. I'm guessing maybe by the end of this week I'll do it. I want to give it a little bit more time to get a few more names on there, but whether it's on TikTok or on YouTube, or I think I posted on Instagram too. Wherever I've posted it, make a comment on there if you haven't already. Make sure that you get a chance to win some of that stuff. Because don't forget, one of the things you get to win is this. Ooh! I'll hide that away. You're not supposed to see that stuff. That's promo stuff that's Zilla's fault, so I'm not allowed to show that off. I apologize. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and I will see you later. Bye.